Hey guys, what's up? It's the Rookie Revolution back with another video, and today, as I previously announced, we will be analyzing even more of the biggest challenge what ifs of all time. I recommend watching the first part I did, but if not, here's what a what if is. It's pretty much a hypothetical situation in which something changes, either big or small. For example, what if there was no redemption house in Dirty 30? That would change a lot. I will be talking about how different the challenge would be if the certain what ifs happened. Without rambling anymore, let's get right into it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take the money and run, Teach.
First, I want to talk about something I think about a lot and question why this didn't happen. What if, and hear me out, what if we got a good cast on Battle of the Seasons 2012? I actually have a few ideas for changing the cast. I do want to say, I know this season is very split in opinions among fans because some love the fresh cast and some think this season is unwatchable because of it. I don't think the idea of a huge rookie cast was a bad idea. I just think the casting choices they made weren't the strongest. But when I make my changes, I'm going to be realistic. I'd love for someone like Svetlana to come on, but that's just super unrealistic. For Team St. Thomas, we had Trey, Laura, Marie, and Rob, which was a solid team, but other than Marie, they were all pretty forgettable, which is why I am opting to replace Laura and Rob for Swift and Latoya, for a few reasons actually. I think this would have made the team more entertaining. Marie and Latoya are best friends and have a very funny dynamic together, which we never really got to see on the challenge. Latoya and Swift have real animosity and actually hate each other, as do Trey and Marie.
I think Trey is grimy. I think he's sleazy. And I don't respect him.
This would just make the team more explosive and more entertaining. As the team had rivalries all over, I think this would have been a better Team St. Thomas. Next, we have Team Brooklyn, and the women's side is perfect. Keep Sarah and Devin. But the male side? Ew. As much as I dislike Chet, the replacement I have for him, Ryan, I doubt would have done it. But MTV. JD, really? JD? The most boring cast member to ever grace the challenge? Why were we not given Scott Herman? He was built for this show. I am actually disappointed we got JD instead of Scott. Here is the new Team Brooklyn. For Team New Orleans, I would love to add Ashley and Eric, taking out Mackenzie, and as much as I like Preston, I would take him out as well. I think for the nature of this show, Eric and Ashley would have been better fits. I have to keep Jemmy and Knight though, come on. Next we have Team Las Vegas, and this one is confusing because the team was merged from the old Vegas and the new Vegas, which I didn't like. I understand maybe cast size restrictions did this, but they could have done both, especially since Leroy and Cook agreed to it, and in my opinion that would have made Las Vegas by far the best team on this season, and the frontrunners to win. Alton, while incredible to see come back, his heart wasn't in the game. I would keep him if they did the old Vegas 4-person team, which would have included Arissa and Frank, which they agreed. Frank agreed and we didn't get to see him, which is ridiculous. If we have to merge them, instead of Alton, give me Frank with Trishelle, Nani, and Dustin. But I really would like to split them up into different teams, being original Las Vegas, Frank, Alton, Trishelle, and Arissa, and New Vegas being Nani, Dustin, Leroy, and Cook. This alone, I think could have elevated the season to a whole other level. For Team Austin, I would keep it the same, except trading Lacey for Rachel or Johanna, but Rachel would be way more realistic. I would keep Cancun and San Diego the way they are, even if I didn't like San Diego at all. I would actually get rid of fresh meat altogether, and I will be explaining that when I break down another new team to why I'm cutting fresh meat. Okay, now let's move on to seasons who were not on the cast but should have been. I do not really care if everyone says this team would have been too dominant. Real World Key West deserved a spot on this cast. Everyone on the team would have been champions at that point, and it would have been interesting to see how the vets politicked around the rookies. This team would have been Bananas, Tyler, Paula, and Janelle, and like I said, they are all champions. I think the reason this team was not on this season was because Janelle pulled out, but I think they could have convinced her. It also would have been interesting to see how Bananas and Frank would get along, considering they were rivals on the next season from Twitter, And fun fact, Bananas not being on the season is what gave me the Rookie Revolution name from his quote.
I'd check my Twitter feed and I'd see these guys mouthing off about this Rookie Revolution.
I was really considering putting a Team Road Rules on here, but since I cut fresh meat, I'm going to leave it to just Real World. Okay, here's what I really want to talk about. You can say this is a what if inside of a what if. What if Team Sydney made it on Battle of the Seasons? If you don't know, a Real World Sydney team consisting of Isaac, Dunbar, Ashley, and Kellyanne were actually flown to location and filmed segments for the intro, as you can see right here, but they were never used and replaced by the awful and bizarre Fresh Meat team. No one really knows why they were cut, although rumors say it had something to do with Isaac. I really actually wanted a Team Sydney on, as it was one of my favorite Real Worlds. I think if the season had all the same teams and just added Sydney, they would have been the front runners in the competition. I can't say how they would have done, but I really had high hopes for them. Leave in the comments how you think Team Sydney would have done. Here is the new cast for Battle of the Seasons. I think this would have completely made the season a top tier instead of a low tier season. Another idea I had though was to bring back the format from way back to the original Battle of the Seasons, which is the Challenge Season 5, and do pairs of 2, as this might have opened up more room for seasons to join. The next what if I will be talking about is, what if in Final Reckoning, any other team besides Ashley and Hunter won? Would they steal the money? Thank you to this user who gave me this idea. I'm going to be looking over at every team who made the final and saying if I think they would have stolen the $1 million or split it. I might be looking at some teams that didn't make the final as well. We all know Ashley stole the money, yada yada yada, but what if Hunter beat her? Would he steal the money or split it? I see a lot of fans claim Hunter would have split the money with Ashley, but I'm not so sure. Hunter hates Ashley and was trashing her all season. Hunter has said he is the reason she won.
Everyone in this cast knows the only reason that you won is because of me. Does Ashley win the final without me, yes or no? No!
And I really honestly think Hunter steals all the money, but this one is super hard to judge because I can also see him split for his image, but I don't think he passes on $1 million. Next we have our runner-ups, Joss and Sylvia. I think we can all say with confidence they would split, and they might actually be the only team I can see them both splitting. They both respected each other and grew as friends by the end of the season. Next, we have Polly and Natalie, and I'm going to start with Natalie. Natalie splits. Natalie really considered Polly her friend and appreciated how supportive Polly was being to her the entire season. I don't see any circumstances where Natalie steals. Now let's go to Polly. Polly would steal, but he would steal for the simple reason of notoriety. He wouldn't care about the money or Natalie, he would care about making a name for himself in the challenge history book, and him stealing the money would have done that. It would have been really heartbreaking to see this, so I am glad we didn't.
I really do trust Polly a lot. I view him as a brother. If Polly were to take the money from me, I will be in complete shock.
In order to win this final, it's all on me. That $1 million is looking more and more deserving than her getting anything.
Next is Cara and Marie. Team Cara Marie. First, I think Cara steals. Cara literally said Marie was the worst thing that ever happened to her by the end of the season, so I doubt she gives Marie anything, since especially she was disappointed in her final performance. And I don't really think Cara ever really liked her.
You're the worst thing that's ever happened to me! I will punch you in the mother face!
Marie, I actually think splits. She isn't super fond of Cara, but she knows Cara helped her, and Marie doesn't care about making a huge TV move. Marie, I really think would split the money. For bonus and fun, I will be doing Bananas and Tony as well. I think you all might be surprised, but Bananas actually splits. Bananas considers Tony a friend and knows he has kids and would want to help him out. Also remember, even if Bananas splits, it's still more than he got from stealing from Sarah. Tony, I think, would steal for no personal reason other than to provide for his kids. Simple as that. Okay, the next one is a really good one. What if Nelson didn't punch Derek on Dirty 30? I think you will all be surprised at how much this changes. We all know one night on Dirty 30, Nelson and Derek were drunk, but Nelson actually ended up doing a face shove on Derek and got himself removed from the game. Nelson was pretty much at rock bottom at that point. I mean, all of his alliance members were gone and he was repeatedly being thrown into elimination. The things that change aren't really with Nelson though. Nelson, I still don't think wins Dirty 30. What changes is, remember when there was a last male redemption challenge and since Nelson went home, 2 males were allowed back into the game?
Instead of bringing one guy back from redemption, they're gonna bring 2.
It's crazy to me that there's 2 spots open for the guys to come back in. Second guy can thank Nelson for that one.
CT and Jordan came back, but CT was the actual winner of the redemption challenge. If Nelson was still there, CT would be the only returnee, and Jordan, the winner of the season, would have went home. So Nelson punching Derek sent home the winner. But not only that, since Derek came in second in the final, Derek, I think, wins the whole season. Unless Johnny is there, which I don't think he would be. Nelson punching Derek is what made Derek lose the season. It's just a crazy domino effect. I just tried standing and I fell over. I think I'm going to wrap up this editing session. I am sorry there were very few what ifs, but I do think these were very big ones. Therefore, it kind of made up for it. Also, I'm sorry if your what ifs in the comments weren't used. I have them all written down and there will be many parts for what ifs coming up. Speaking of coming up, stay tuned for Conspiracy Theories Part 3. I'm also thinking of doing a 1,000 subscriber Q&A and face reveal. Let me know if that's something I should do in the comments. With all of that said, follow me on Twitter @RookieRevo, like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, take care.